Hey everybody, it's Amanda, and today I'm going to tell you how to save $1,000 this summer. Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. You guys know that I am doing every single day this summer our summer of savings tips, and I'm trying to give you ideas on how to save money here and there with little things because I want to save money this summer and I know you do too. But I thought if you had a specific number in mind, that might help you be more purposeful in your savings, and I thought $1,000 is a great place to start. That would give you an emergency savings fund or help you start maybe saving for a big project or big activity that you want to do. So what I'm going to do is give you 10 easy tips to help you that are practical too, because I tell you, I've seen a lot of these places where they give you tips on how to save this amount of money, and a lot of them are things that are far-fetched that you might not be willing to do, but I think these are 10 realistic ideas of things that you could do to save $1,000 this summer. So I'm going to give you my first tip, and that is to plan it out. You know, nothing is actually going to happen unless you make a plan and stick to it. It's called discipline, you guys, and $1,000 isn't just going to fall in your lap. You have got to plan it out, and it's actually super simple. The summer is about 10 weeks long, so it's actually very reasonable for you to put in your mind, if I save $100 a week, then in 10 weeks I can have $1,000. And that's super simple. You can put it on a chart, you can put it on your wall, and every week just check it off as you get your $100. And guess what? If you get $150, you're $50 into your next week. And that'll just help you to be able to be purposeful, like I said, and make sure that every week you are working towards a specific goal and not just having this dream number in mind. So first of all, plan it out. Like I said, a really easy place to start is $100 a week for the next 10 weeks. And you can probably do that more easy than you think. So let me tell you some tips on how you can do that. So tip 2 is to cut back. Now, I think that's the obvious one. Most of my summer savings tips are telling you how to cut back on different things. But you know, if you're cutting back and you're not actually putting it aside to save, then you're probably going to nickel and dime it and you're spending elsewhere. So this is my point, that you need to actually cut back purposefully and be putting that money aside to save. Now, $100 a week, again, that being our goal, you could probably cut back on things that you're doing pretty regularly, like eating fast food or maybe having a coffee every day. You know, if you have a $4 coffee every day, that's $28. If your family eats out once a week, even at probably an inexpensive place, you're likely paying about $50. That's $78 in savings right there. So just go ahead, next time you're tempted to go out to eat, put that $50 right aside, just like you went out, and then make yourself go home and have something that you already have there, and you will have that money much quicker than you think. It's a lot easier when you actually purpose to cut back. Now, if you need to actually put in extra work to make an extra $100 a month, then I'm going to recommend that you start with tip 3, which is start selling some things. Now, you probably have some things around your house that you really need to get rid of. I mean, let's be honest. And they likely might be things that other people could use. So you can sell on eBay, you can sell on Marketplace, you could sell in yard sales or garage sales, which this is summer, it's a great time to do that. You're gonna probably make your most money online, but put the effort in to go ahead and get rid of those things that you have in your house, and you can probably, again, make $100 pretty easily, especially if you have something larger like a piece of furniture or a piece of electronic equipment, maybe camera equipment or things that you're not using that are just sitting around. So if you look around your house and you start, you know, actually putting numbers on the things that you have that you need to get rid of, I think you'd be surprised at how quickly you could gather that $1,000. So start by selling things, and that's the easiest way to go ahead and make some extra money. So the next way to make extra money, again, one that you've probably thought of, maybe rejected, is a part-time job. Like I said, these are realistic tips. I'm not trying to tell you some fanciful thing that is like up in the air that you might make money or you might not. If you need the money, get a part-time job. You know, there's a gentleman that started working with my husband this summer. He's a grown man, a husband with a wife and kids, and they have some remodeling projects they want to do at their house, so that he's working 2 days a week with my husband. He's fitting it into his schedule with his regular job, but in such a way that it doesn't interfere too much with his family. They've got, you know, they've already worked out an agreement with their schedule and everything's great. So you could probably work out an agreement. There's a lot of places right now that are really desperately looking for qualified qualified candidates for job positions. If you have good qualifications, they'd probably be willing to work with you in your schedule. So don't be afraid, go out there, find a part-time job that you enjoy, where you can make some extra money that will work with your hours, and you're gonna find that you can come up with that $1,000 pretty easily. Another thing that I want you to consider is pickup jobs. Now, I know some young people out there who actually do this and haven't had any issues. We haven't had any concerns about it. And, you know, this is one of those things that it kind of seems like it might cost a lot more because you're driving and you're doing things, but they're actually making money off of it. So I know it can be done. You just have to, again, be diligent about it. If you're gonna do it, make it your job, make sure you're doing it right. And if you're doing your job well and right, you're actually gonna make money off of it. So again, don't discount it. You can work it around your schedule, and it's a super easy job. If you have a vehicle, you can do it. So pickup jobs, that's another easy way to start making your $1,000. I'm gonna throw this one out there to you. This is probably the least realistic of the choices because I know this is one that might be challenging for some people, but I also know that there are other people that this might be something they just hadn't considered and would probably work for them, so I'm throwing it out there. The idea of making your home an Airbnb. So this is summertime and people are looking for places to stay that are inexpensive, and most people that I know that use Airbnb are, you know, very reasonable, normal people who just are trying to find a clean, safe place to stay at a reasonable cost. So if you're like us and you have extra rooms in your house and they're just sitting there and you feel comfortable welcoming folks into your home, you might actually start doing Airbnb. I actually know some people who do Airbnb and they've had a lot of success with it. And again, this being summertime, you could, especially if you live near an attraction, you could probably make a significant amount of money and make your $1,000 very easily. So I'm throwing that out there to you as an option. Like I said, it's not necessarily for everyone, but it could be a real bonus to some folks. And so I want to make sure I let you know about it. My next tip is so easy that a lot of kids do it, and that is start a lawn care business. I know you think cutting lawns is for kids, but let me tell you something. There are some very, very successful folks out there who have lawn care businesses who are making tons of money, and you could go out there and do it part-time if you're doing the job well, doing it right. You know, you could really, number one, be a help to people, and number two, you could actually make all of the money that you need. You know, if you're charging $50 a lawn, that's just 2 lawns a week and you're already set. You've made your goal. If you have time to do it on, you know, a weekend, you know, for several hours, then you can actually do several lawns and more than make, you know, your goal. So throwing it out there, a lawn care business, a part-time lawn care business is a great way to make extra money. Just make sure you're doing it well. You know, if you, anytime you start a business, you want to make sure you're doing it responsibly, do it well, but it's a totally easy way to get out there. You know, probably you already have the lawn care equipment for your own home. Get out there, make use of it, and you can easily add some extra income to your house. Another way that people make money, particularly during the summer, is babysitting. You know, kids are off school for the summer, and this is a time when they want to be active and busy, and childcare can be very expensive. So you definitely want to check the laws where you live, because sometimes there are limits on how many children you can take care of in your home. But if you can, and it's an option for you, you might consider it. If you have the room, you have the activity level, you know, frankly, it could be a lot of fun for you to have kids around, or if you already have kids around, your kids could have kids to play with, and that would entertain them, and that would actually help you this summer. So babysitting could be a really great option for you, and it might just be a lot of fun, to be honest with you. So consider that, and you might actually be a help to some families who are looking for childcare at a reasonable cost. So that is another option out there for you. So if you're home and you're crafty, another thing that you might do is to sell on Etsy. You know, there's so many products out there. Either you can crochet or knit or sew, or maybe you even make, I have some friends who are super artistic and they like make paintings and all kinds of things that they sell. So definitely consider, if you're artistic, selling on Etsy, because that is one of those places where you can just put stuff out there and people are really seeking those handmade special things. So it's all about the marketing with that one. You really have to push it if you're gonna try to make your $1,000. But if you're already doing crafts anyway, why not throw it out there and see what you can do? So selling on Etsy is a great way to add to your savings. So my final suggestion is pet sitting or house sitting. Again, this is summer. People are going on vacation and they want to make sure their homes are taken care of and somebody's watching it. So this is one of those things that you can do really in your spare time that's not going to stress you out at all. If you're house sitting, you're really just going to be staying in someone's house, keeping an eye on it. I mean, what could be easier than that? You're just going to work and coming home like normal, and yet you're making money. It's a super great way to make a little extra. In terms of pet sitting, you know, that can be very lucrative, not to mention you get to make some new furry friends. So if you're a pet lover or you just want to be a help to folks, you can put it out there on social media. Hey, we're available for house sitting or pet sitting if you guys are taking vacations. I guarantee you some folks are going to take you up on it, particularly all my homesteady folks out there. I know homesteady folks that want to go on vacation and they need people who are capable of taking care of chickens and pigs and cows and horses and things like that. So if you are particularly skilled in those areas, my friend, you could actually really be doing good this summer financially. So those are some options out there that might be helpful for you to be able to make $1,000 this summer. They're all very realistic, very down to earth, something anybody can do. And I think that if you really put your mind to it and just make a plan and get busy about cutting back purposefully, and then in addition to that, finding a part-time job or a side hustle that you can do that is going to help increase your income, you're gonna find that it's just gonna add up and add up and add up, and before you know it, you're actually gonna have $1,000. I think you're gonna be impressed. So this is the beginning of the summer. Let's get busy. Start on our plans. $100 a week. You can do this. You can do this and have $1,000 for whatever you need by the end of the summer. Anyway, that's all that I have for today. Every Sunday, I'm going to try to give you some kind of money saving tip. So if there's anything that you have a question about or you need help with, let me know, and I'm going to try to make a video about it. And that's that. Don't forget to also watch my daily summer of savings tips to help you save a little bit here and there throughout the whole summer. So, all right, you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.